Hello everybody and welcome to Rising of Shield Hero episode 4 anime review. I'm really tired because I didn't sleep last night because Kingdom Hearts 3 is a thing. Moving on to anime, Shield Hero is good as always. I'm still enjoying myself. This episode showed, basically, again, Naofumi is still being hated, and it's kind of like a wider conspiracy, kind of. It's like a conspiracy, let's be honest. But I'm going to go through the episode probably quite quick because, as I said, I'm tired. So first, they're at the celebration. He's by himself. Then Spear Guy challenges him to a duel for Raphtalia's freedom. So they have their duel, or they're gonna have to go to the duel because they take Raphtalia away from him, and they're like, "You got to do it." Yeah, he's winning. Naofumi's winning. Then that bitch, whose name I didn't write down, she's just that bitch in all my notes. That bitch. That's her name now. And yeah, she cheats basically, shoots some magic, and the people all see, but they don't back him up when he complains because he's a bad guy. But yeah, he ends up losing, and that bitch is actually the princess, turns out. And I was like, God, I shouldn't be surprised, but I am. And yeah, he thinks the king's in on it as well, which he probably. I think Spear Hero is being used. But the king and that bitch are like malicious towards him. I think the Spear Guy is just wrong. He's just misinformed, I think. But he's still kind of a dick, but that's to be expected. But yeah, because he loses, Raphtalia gets freed of her contract, and yeah, then she defends him despite not being a slave anymore. And the other two heroes confront the bitch. They're like, "Hey, that's not cool, why are you cheating? He won that clear as day." And Spear Hero's like, "What, they did?" Yeah, but then Raphtalia snaps him out of his moping, and then they eat hot dogs, and they are to stay together forever. She stays with him despite not being a slave. So yeah, that was the end of this episode. Like I said, I went very quickly. I'm assuming you've watched the episode, so I don't have to go into super depth. I liked the fight because it showed his resourcefulness with the shields. I liked all the Raphtalia stuff afterwards with her defending him, because they also at one point explained how the beast people work, how they level up, they get bigger. So if she gets like really overpowered, will she become like an old woman? Is that how that works? Because wouldn't that make her less effective? I don't know. I'm not an expert, but yeah, I enjoyed this episode a lot despite my tiredness. Maybe that's why I enjoyed it more. Well, that's a good show. What am I talking about? It's good. If it's good, I'm going to enjoy it. Yeah. So basically, I will see you guys next week. I think, if I'm willing to bet, this was the end of the first light novel. I could be wrong. I've not read it. Or is it a manga? It might be a manga. I'm going to look that up later. But yeah. So I guess the next arc, maybe we'll meet the chicken girl from the opening. That would be good. And I'll see you next week for another episode. See ya.